Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
Right, we're going to work on the X-axis assembly now, and we're going to need 4 of these, and the motor. And we'll add some as we go. Oh, we're going to need this, and these. So with these, because you're putting 2 sets of bearings in, what you want to do is put one set to where the bearings are at 45, and then the other set, the bearings are straight up and down. And so that evens up the load that they're going to have. And so I made sure that I did that on both of these. Okay, so what it has you do is put the bearings so they're at the 45, and then what you do is once you have it at the 45, you're just going to put a mark at the top. So the bearings are still at a 45, and I'm putting a mark at the top. And I'm doing that with all 3 sets of bearings. And then we need the longest rod. So there's 2 more sets of 2 more rods, and they're the shortest rods. We're going to use the longest ones now.
Check the mic and make sure it sounds.
Okay. All the way in. All right. So when we get done, we should have something like that. Now you'll notice their parts are orange. I chose to go with all black because I thought it looked cooler. Now we're going to put the pulley on here. So just so you know which pulley or motor is which, there's a mark here, but then there's also a mark there that says X-axis.
It sound right, boys. It sound right, boys. It sound right, boy.
So you'll notice that the cable lengths are different. The one with the longer one goes on the right side. The one with the shorter one goes on the left side. And then there's these two parts here. They're called the Z screw cover. These might be the only parts in this whole thing that's not 3D printed, only plastic parts. Interesting. So I messed up. These do not go on yet. These go someplace else. These little cone pieces here are what goes on. And I thought I only had one, but it turns out the other one was just kind of stuck in this part. It was down inside like this, and played around with it, got it out. So now I can put these on. They're hard to get started, but once you get going, they go pretty well. But you do have to hold the screw, the shaft. You have to hold that, otherwise you won't be able to screw them on. Just the motor will turn on its own. One of the nuts goes inside here. Same thing on this side. It's going to be very difficult to put those in there, if for no other reason than it's all black. Okay. So I didn't notice that I had to put these little screws in here, or nuts in here. And so I had to go back and do that. I dropped one of the nuts. I dropped one of the nuts, so I had to get it out of the spare pack. And so that's why they give you spares. There's 4 extra of those nuts, and I just used one. I'm sure I'll find the nut, but yeah. And now that we've done that, we can put this on. So one of the things that you have to actually turn these, to make it go, put those on here, which makes sense. And then what they want you to do is make sure that this rod is parallel with the top here. Okay, I'm going to put these on now. So it's got a little divot for the rod to go on, and then this screw will just spin in there. And that's the same for both sides, and then we've got holes for our screws. And that will help keep it aligned with where it needs to be. We've now done the Z-axis here. It'll be interesting to see how that works when we get it all done up. Next, we'll be doing the E-axis assembly. And so we'll see how that goes. We're going to do that in the next video for sure. So thanks, everybody. And catch you in the next one.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.